I've always believed that homes remember us. They remember our footsteps, our laughter, our silent moments, our secrets. And the old farmhouse where my grandmother lived, it remembered everything. I returned there after almost 12 years. 12 years of trying to grow up, trying to forget, trying to outrun the ghosts of my own life. But the moment I stepped onto the porch, the old wooden boards groaning softly under my weight, I felt something inside me settle, like a puzzle piece sliding back into place. Grandma always said, "Time doesn't heal everything, dear, but it gives you enough distance to breathe." At that moment, I finally understood what she meant. I pushed the front door open slowly, half expecting it to resist like it always used to, but it welcomed me with ease, as if it had been waiting. The familiar smell of lavender, old paper, and warm sunlight wrapped around me. Dust floated in the air like tiny memories suspended in time. And there, by the window, in her wooden rocking chair, was my grandmother. Her silver hair was neatly tied back, her glasses hanging on the delicate chain she'd worn since I was a child. Her hands, aged, gentle, trembling only slightly, rested on her lap. She looked up at me with that smile, the one that said she had seen everything, forgiven everything, understood everything. "Emma, my little bird," she whispered. That was all it took for my heart to crack open. I walked toward her, my throat tight. "I'm sorry I stayed away so long," I said. She shook her head and took my hand. "You came back. That's what matters." I sat next to her, and for a long moment, we didn't speak. We didn't need to. Some connections don't rust, no matter how many years pass. But even in that quiet warmth, I could feel something else, a thin veil of sadness, a tremor in her voice I had never noticed as a child. I knew my grandmother well. I knew the rhythm of her sighs, the way her eyes softened when she lied to protect me, the quiet hiding places in her voice. And deep in her silence, something was trembling. Later that evening, after she went to bed, I walked through the house like a stranger in a familiar dream. The floorboard near the kitchen still creaked. The wallpaper still held faint floral prints from the 60s. The piano still sat untouched in the corner, a thin layer of dust softening the once shiny keys. But there was one thing, one constant, that stood out more now than ever. The old cedar trunk in her bedroom. That trunk had always fascinated me. It was the only thing in the house my grandmother never let me touch. "Not yet," she used to say. "Some things must wait for the heart to grow old enough to understand." Back then, I thought she just didn't want me messing with her things. But now I wasn't so sure. As I stood in front of it, the air felt heavier. The trunk wasn't locked, yet it always felt sealed, guarded, weighted with something sacred or painful or both. I reached forward but pulled my hand back before touching it. It didn't feel right, not without her. I went to bed thinking about it, but sleep wouldn't come. My mind kept circling old memories, small moments I had overlooked, pieces that never quite fit, like the photograph she kept on the mantle of a man I never met, or the letter she once burned quietly in the kitchen stove when she thought I wasn't watching, or the way her voice cracked when certain songs played on the radio, though she always said she didn't remember the lyrics. That night, the house felt like it was holding its breath. And so was I. The next morning, sunlight filtered through the thin curtains, soft as a whisper. Grandma sat at the kitchen table, stirring her tea slowly. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking past me, toward something only she could see. "I saw you standing by the trunk last night," she said. Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled. "You always were curious." I exhaled slowly. "I didn't open it." "I know," she said. She lifted her eyes, and there was something fragile behind them, because you can feel when something isn't ready. I sat across from her. "Grandma, what's inside?" She didn't answer right away. Instead, she reached out and took my hand. "Would you sit with me today? I want to tell you something." Her tone, I had never heard her speak like that. And that was the moment I realized. Whatever secret she had guarded her entire life, she was ready to let it go. And she wanted me to be the one to hold it. We moved to the living room, where sunlight poured through the windows, the same warm glow that had lit my childhood days. She stared out toward the fields, the wind brushing through the tall grass like an old memory passing by. When I was 17, she began softly, I met someone who changed my life. The weight of her words settled into the room. Her voice drifted into the past, becoming younger, lighter, trembling with old emotions. He was nothing like the boys in our town. He was gentle, quiet, thoughtful. He listened to people, truly listened. His name was Thomas. She closed her eyes as if seeing him there. He had the kind of smile that made the world feel less heavy, and the kind of eyes that looked like they were carrying a secret of their own. I had never heard this name before. Not once in my entire life. Did you love him? I asked quietly. She smiled, soft, sad. More than I knew how to understand at that age. I leaned forward, my heart thudding. What happened to him? She held her breath for a long moment. He left, she whispered. But not because he wanted to. I waited and waited, but she didn't continue. Instead, she stood slowly, her knees stiff from age, and walked to her bedroom. I followed silently. She sat on the edge of her bed, placed her hand over the cedar trunk, and let out a long, trembling breath. For 62 years, she said, I have carried a story inside me that I never told anyone. Not my parents. Not my husband. Not even your mother. She lifted the lid. Inside were letters tied with ribbon, photographs yellowing with age, a small silver locket, and a faded blue journal. Her hands shook as she picked up the locket. She opened it and showed me the tiny photograph inside. A young man. Dark hair. Gentle eyes. Thomas. So he was your first love, I whispered. She nodded. But that isn't the secret, Emma. She handed me the journal. It's time you knew the truth. My heart pounded as I opened the first page. The handwriting was young and elegant. Her handwriting, from decades earlier. June 3, 1958. Today I found out I am carrying a child. My breath caught. I looked up at her in shock. Grandma, you had a child before Mom? The tears in her eyes were answer enough. I was 17, she said. And I was terrified. She closed her eyes, her voice cracking. My parents told me I had shamed them. They sent me away to a home for unwed mothers. Back then, girls like me were hidden, forgotten, assumed to be mistakes. They took my baby after he was born. A boy. My entire world tilted. You had a son? She nodded slowly. And they wouldn't let me hold him for more than a minute. They told me it was best if I forgot him. She pressed her hand to her heart. But I never did. Not for a single day. I stared at her, speechless, as the weight of 6 decades of pain washed through her voice. For years I wrote letters to him, she said. Every birthday, every Christmas, every time the memories grew too heavy. I never mailed them. I wasn't allowed to know where he was taken. She gestured to the trunk. All those letters are to him. I don't understand, I whispered. Why didn't you ever tell anyone? She wiped her eyes. Because shame is a cruel thing, Emma. It buries itself into your bones. And for a long time, I believed I deserved to hurt for the choice I never got to make. My throat ached. Grandma. She took my hand. But time changes things. The world softened. I softened. But the fear of judgment, it stayed. I opened one of the letters. The date was from 1962. My sweet boy. You turn 4 today. I do not know your face anymore. I do not know the sound of your laughter. But every day I look at the sky and hope you are looking at the same one. The ink was smudged from tears that had dried decades ago. I kept reading. You are 5 today. I baked a cake as if you might walk through the door. You are 10 today. I wish I could tell you you're loved. You are 16. I wonder if your smile looks like mine. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't just a secret. This was a lifetime of quiet heartbreak. Did you ever try to find him? I asked. She nodded. When I married your grandfather, I told myself to let go. But I never truly could. After he passed, I searched. I wrote to adoption agencies, churches, archives. But records were sealed back then. Every door closed. Her voice trembled. I wanted to tell your mother, but I was afraid she would think I loved her less. I took her hand. She would never think that. She smiled sadly. I know, but fear makes fools of us all. Grandma, my voice broke. You shouldn't have carried this alone. She touched my cheek gently. I carried it because I wanted to protect the family I built. Your mother. You. I didn't want this secret to cast a shadow over your lives. I realized then that everything she had done was out of love. Silent, painful, enduring love. And then she said something I will never forget. I need you to do something for me, Emma. Anything, I whispered. Promise me that when I am gone, you will keep searching for him. I felt the air leave my lungs. Don't say that. I'm old, my darling, she said softly. I feel my bones growing tired. This story has held my heart hostage for 62 years. You are my only hope now. My eyes blurred with tears. I promise. She leaned her forehead against mine. Thank you. We spent the rest of the day reading her journal together. She remembered every detail. How Thomas had wanted to marry her. How their parents tore them apart. How he had written letters too, but none reached her. What happened to him? I asked. She sighed. I don't know, but sometimes I dream of him standing by the old oak tree where we used to meet, waiting for news that never came. As the sun set, she grew tired and drifted into sleep. I watched her. This woman who had held a lifetime of love and pain in silence, who had given so much of herself to protect everyone but herself. I finally understood the heaviness in her eyes. The reason she sometimes stared out the window as if searching for someone only her heart remembered. The next morning, she wasn't in her rocking chair. I found her in bed, her breathing soft and uneven. She held my hand weakly. Don't be afraid, Emma, she whispered. Life is just a long walk home. I'm not ready to lose you, I said. She smiled gently. You won't lose me. I'll be in the letters, in the stories, in the wind, and maybe in the face of the brother you've never met. My breath caught. Brother? Yes, she whispered. My son. Your uncle. But to you he will be whatever your heart allows. She closed her eyes slowly, and with my hand in hers, she drifted away. I sat there for hours, listening to the silence of the house that suddenly felt too big, too empty, too full of memories. The days after her passing were a blur of condolences, paperwork, and quiet heartbreak. But through it all, I held on to my promise. I opened every letter she wrote. I read every page of her journal. And slowly, piece by piece, a story emerged. One that connected past and present like threads of an unfinished tapestry. I contacted records offices, adoption agencies, historical societies. I searched through archives, newspaper clippings, and forgotten church registries. Months passed, then a year, then another. Most days felt like walking through fog. Some nights, I cried reading her words, wishing I had come home sooner, wished she had trusted herself enough to tell the truth earlier. But one afternoon, everything changed. An envelope arrived at my door. Inside was a short letter. We have located a possible match. A male, born July 1958. Name, Samuel Whitaker. My heart stopped. I stared at the name again and again. Then I dialed the number provided. My hands trembled so violently the phone nearly slipped. "Hello," a man's voice answered. Deep. Calm. "Somehow familiar. Is this Samuel?" "Yes. My name is Emma. I think you might be my grandmother's son." Silence. Long. Heavy. Unbearable. Then his voice softened. "I've been searching for her my whole life." I burst into tears. "I have her letters," I whispered. "All of them. She never forgot you." His breath broke through the phone. "I always thought I was abandoned," he said. "But I never stopped hoping she loved me." "She loved you more than anything," I said. "She carried you in her heart until the last moment of her life." We talked for hours. About her. About his life. About the years stolen from all of us. A month later, he flew to meet me. When I saw him at the airport, tall, kind eyes, the same gentle expression I'd seen in the tiny photograph in her locket, I felt something in my chest break and mend at the same time. He stepped toward me, tears in his eyes. "You look like her," he said. "So do you," I whispered. We embraced, two strangers connected by a woman who had loved us both in silence. We visited her grave together. He placed a single white lily on the stone. "I forgive you," he whispered. "And I love you, even if I only got to love you through stories." I knew then that Grandma got her wish. Her secret, her burden, was finally at peace. As we walked back through the fields, wind rustling through the tall grass, I felt her presence everywhere. In the sunlight, in the gentle breeze, in the quiet spaces between our footsteps. Time didn't heal everything, but it led us here. To truth, to family, to love that survived 62 years of silence. And now, every time I sit in her old rocking chair, I whisper into the stillness, "I found him, Grandma. Your story didn't end with you. It lives on in us."